Don't have to die to be free. Just reach out with love to you and me. You don't have to die to be free. You don't have to cry to get love. You don't have to war to get peace. You don't have to kill to rule hate. You don't have to die to be free. You don't have to cry to get love. You don't have to cry to get love. Just reach out your arms and ask for help. Don't have to cry to get love.
No holding back. in the world I made. God, in every breath I take, joy in my day, joy in my day. Love in the words I say, peace in the world I made. God, in every breath I take, joy in my day, joy in my day. We are lifted up. We are lifted up. We are lifted up higher. We are lifted up. We are lifted up. We are lifted up higher. Love in the words we say, peace in the world we make. God, in every breath we take, joy in our day, joy in our day. Love in the words we say, peace in the world we make. God, in every breath we take, joy in our day, joy in our day. God, in every breath we take, joy in our day, joy in our day. We are lifted up. Joy in my day. We are lifted. Every word I say. We are lifted. In the world I made. Joy in my day. We are lifted up. We are lifted up. We are lifted up higher. We are lifted up. We are lifted up. Joy. We are lifted up. Joy in my day. Love is alive in the space between us. Feel that love right now. God speaks out in the words between us. Hear those words right now. I am holy. You are holy. Spirit shines in the light between us. See that light right now. Peace is born in the good between us. Be that peace right now. I am holy. You are holy. There is beauty between us. Between us. Faith is the bond that we share between us. Hold that faith right now. Truth is the life in the breath between us. Live that truth right now. We are holy. We are holy. We are holy. We between us. Love is alive in the space between us. Love is alive between us. Between us. Love is alive in the space between us. I've heard it said that we're small and alone on our path, but my mind is set on a life greater than that. And my heart is open wide. My heart will be open wide. All that's good that flows from above and below. I am that.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity Columbine Spiritual Center, where, centered in God, we celebrate a world of harmony, peace, and abundance for all. We have several treats for you today. People are going to give you amazing gifts today up here. So let's all stand for our first joy song.
All right, well, let's sing together this morning. How many of you are thankful for this day? You could be a lot worse places than you are right now. I'll tell you that, right? Let's sing together. Say, thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Oh, thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing. Sing that again. Say, thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Oh, thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you. Oh, this healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing. Come on, turn to your neighbor and say, thank you. Thank you for my friend, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Oh, thank you for my friend, Spirit. Thank you for my wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful. Now say, thank you for my life. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. Oh, thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. My beautiful, my beautiful, my beautiful life. My beautiful, my beautiful, my beautiful life. Oh, thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Yeah.
We thank our singers this morning, Dave Chasen, Kim Lytle, and Bonnie Livengood, and of course, Ryan Barnett and Kat Ackerman. Thank you so much. And now we welcome up our children. Thank you for our children. Come on up.
Good morning, Columbine. It's a little bit cool for August, but I think we'll take it. So, good. All the kids can come up if you're not already up here with me. And I think this is a really big week because who is going where this week? Can anyone tell me? Where are you going? School. and some people have already started school. Did you already start school? So it is a really big time. I think there's lots of excitement, lots of emotions, some nervousness, right? So we can really be blessing each other and all of these guys this week because it's a really big week. All different grades and age levels. So anyways, but today we are going to go downstairs and we're going to talk a little bit about how we're connected to the ocean because I just got back from Maui. And yeah, doing some just rest and relaxation and swimming with the turtles. So we're going to talk about how we're connected because we talk about that all the time, but we're going to dive a little deeper and we're going to talk about how we're connected to the fish and the turtles and the sand and the salt water. And what? Orcas. And orcas. So, all right, so you can bless us out.
We love you. We bless you. Appreciate you. We see the Christ you are.
Well, why don't you stand back up on your feet? We're going to sing this song as a self-affirmation today. Why don't you say, we are holy. Can you say that? Good. Say, we are holy.
We are holy.
Say, we are beauty.
We are beauty.
Say, we are worthy.
We are worthy.
Let's sing that together. Say, we are holy. We are holy, we are holy. Holy, holy, we are holy, yes. We are holy, we are holy. Holy, holy, we are. Say that again. We are holy. We are holy, we are holy. Holy, holy, we are holy, yes.
Now we settle in for prayer and meditation, a time to really sink into where you are in the sanctuary, the chair supporting you. And we will have music first and then prayer and silent meditation by Beth Overstreet, our prayer chaplain. And thank you, Beth, for stepping in today. We appreciate you.
I am remembering who I am. 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 I am remembering. I am remembering. Oh, I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. Oh, I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I
Good morning. Let's take a deep breath. Settle in. Feel your heart opening up, letting spirit flow through your being. Remembering who you are, remembering spirit in you. Divine love that flows through each and every one of us. We open our hearts this morning, acknowledging that fears can grip our heart, that our minds can be filled with doubt. But with acknowledging spirit flowing through us, we can access that strength of love and transform those fears. Let go of those doubts. Access the core strength within us. We can see, with spirit guiding us, we can see through others' eyes and know that their conditioning is different than ours. Their perspectives are different. Their thoughts might take different paths. And we can hold them and ourselves in compassion. That is what love really is, compassion for others and ourselves. And it flows through each and every one of us. So we gather that love and feed it to ourselves. We hold it for all the individuals on our prayer list and all the people in our prayer box, for all the communities in this world that are in turmoil. We radiate out the love we are, because love and life is about relationship and sharing. So we send that love out into the world. And now we move into a few moments of silent meditation with love and light. Amen. and so it is.
You need to know it took courage to come from the place that you come from and go where you're dreaming to go. You need to know. You need to know. There are voices of doubt like the tides of the ocean. They gather like shells on your shore. Don't listen to them anymore. You need to know. There's a strength in your heart that will never be broken, no matter how broken you feel. There's a crystal of courage that holds you together, no matter how tossed on the wheel, no matter how lost you may feel. You need to know. You need to know. My love follows wherever you go. You need to know. When I see you, I see a soul on fire, a heart full of desire, and you're reaching up for the light. Keep reaching up for the light. You need to know. My love follows wherever you go. You need to know. But it's not my love you need. If I could love you enough, and you know that I would love away all of the pain. If I could love you enough, it would do you no good, because life doesn't work that way. You have to love your own pain away. You need to know. You need to know. My love follows wherever you go. You need to know. My love follows wherever you go. You need to know. My love follows wherever you go.
Thank you. That was just beautiful. Always a treat to have you all here. Well, good morning. My name is Michael Tusinget, and I'm your board trustee of the day. And it's my pleasure to introduce our final guest speaker of the summer before Sue returns next week from sabbatical. And for many of you, our guest speaker, Reverend Wendy Burroughs, needs no introduction, since you all know Wendy from her time here as an associate minister a number of years ago at Columbine. And she's also been a guest speaker from time to time over the years. For those of us that don't know Wendy, she's an ordained unity minister and has served ministries not only here at Columbine, but elsewhere in Colorado and Missouri. And she's also worked at Unity's World Headquarters. And currently, she has an alternative unity ministry called Live Your Greatness, located out of Lafayette. Wendy's also a certified life and organizational coach, and her personal mission is to coach and inspire people to live their greatness. Wendy lives with her son in the Boulder area, and she has a passion for natural horsemanship, travel, hiking, and adventure. So with that, please join me in welcoming Reverend Wendy Burroughs.
Thanks, Michael. That was quite an introduction. It's good to be back with all of you. It feels like coming home again, always. And it's nice. I kind of got to bookend Reverend Sue's sabbatical. I was here almost the first week or the second week that she was left, and then now I'm here the week before she comes back. So it'll be fun to welcome her back next week and hear about all of her experience on her sabbatical. I've been reflecting, Jeannie was talking to the kids, and my son is now 14. I was pregnant when I was here at Columbine, and he's going into high school this week. And I've been reflecting on his journey through school. And one of the precious moments that came to mind in relationship to what I want to share today was he was in a Waldorf preschool. And every year we did this lantern walk that is based on the Festival of Martimas, which happens on November 11th. And the kids would carry their lamp in the dark down the path, and we'd sing songs. And it happens at the time of the year when the days are short, right? And there's lots of darkness. And it's such a beautiful reminder of bringing our light to the darkness. Bringing our light when times get dark. And so it's no wonder that sometime earlier this year I was perusing a book table, and you know how books jump off the shelf at us, right? They do at me anyway. I found this beautiful little book, The Lamp in the Darkness, Illuminating the Path Through Difficult Times by Jack Kornfield. And for those of you who aren't familiar with him, he's a Buddhist teacher and trained Buddhist monk, beautiful author, and just a beautiful light in this world. So I've been working intimately with this book the last couple months in my own work. And I want us to explore together today really how to bring that lamp of wisdom to those dark, difficult times in our lives and bring our light to that. And why is it important for us to kind of pause and reflect on the wisdom of those difficulties? Here's why. Here's what Jack says. He says, need my glasses for this one. If you can sit quietly after difficult news, if in financial downturns you remain perfectly calm, if you can see your neighbors travel to fantastic places without a twinge of jealousy, if you can happily eat whatever is put on your plate, if you can fall asleep after a day of running around without a drink or a pill, if you can always find contentment just where you are, you're probably a dog. Isn't that the truth? Yes, we all get rattled, right? We all, have those difficulties, and it flusters us, and we go through our process, and we work our spiritual principles, and so we all go through difficult, dark times in our lives. There's no avoiding it, right? And I was reflecting on my greatest growth experiences, and think about this for yourself. The deepest, kind of darkest, most difficult things that we go through, at least for me, have tended to be the greatest spiritual teachers and brought forth the most wisdom in me and transformation and growth and awakening. And I think that's true for even the great master teachers of the world. I mean, look at Jesus and Buddha, and even more contemporary Mother Teresa and Thich Nhat Hanh, Gandhi. You know, all of those teachers went through very difficult times, and so do we. And all of them brought their light to the situation. They brought their wisdom, their lamp of wisdom in those dark times. And so can we. We have that opportunity. So how do we carry that lamp of wisdom through those most daunting, dark times in our lives, those difficult ones? I want to share with you a few practices that Jack Kornfield offers in this book. He has a bunch of them. It's a beautiful little book, but the 3 practices that I want us to dive into today are, 1, finding your footing, finding firm footing. 2, practicing shared compassion. And the 3rd one is to mindfully tend to the mind. Mindfully tend to the mind. So finding firm footing. What do we mean by that? Well, often we have our value and our dignity tied to things out here. Sometimes we tie it to our accomplishments or our achievements. You know, sometimes we tie it to our roles or the different ways that we offer our gifts in the world, when really our work is to tie our value and dignity back to who we are at our essence, that divine Christ light, that light of divinity within us. You know, it's our second basic principle in unity, right? That light of divinity lives within each of us and is there to bring to the world. So tying our value and our dignity, remembering who we are at our spiritual essence. And I was reminded, there's a great quote by Michael Jordan about his ups and downs and failures and things that he goes through. He said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my basketball career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to make the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over again in my life, but I still keep going out on the court, and that's why I succeed." Yeah, we all fail, you know, but to get firm footing, to get our firm footing, requires us to get out there, to bring ourselves, our best selves to the world, and not to tie our intrinsic value to our successes and failures, but to remember that just being on this earth, bringing our beingness to life, is valuable to the world. And we are, as we like to say in Unity, unique, unrepeatable expressions of God. Unique, unrepeatable expressions of God. And if we don't bring that to the world, it's lost. We miss out on that. It's ours to remember to bring that, because it won't exist without us. There was a lieutenant who had trouble controlling his temper, and he was required to take an 8-week mindfulness course. And at about week 6, he goes into the grocery store in a big fat hurry. And it's one of those days that's crowded and there's long lines, and he has a full basket and he pulls up to the checkout lane, and there's a woman at the register with a baby in her arms, and she has one item. And he's already a little annoyed because he's like, why isn't she going to the express lane, right? and she should follow the rules, right? And so he's getting annoyed and all flustered. And he watches this exchange. The woman with the baby and the clerk are having this beautiful interaction. They're like oogling at the baby, and they're talking, and the line's growing back here. And he's getting more and more irritated, and he's about to blow his top, right? And he remembers his mindfulness practices, and he begins to breathe into that moment and to accept that he's triggered and that he's flooded, and to work with those flood of emotions. And he starts to practice some acceptance and breathe some more. And as he does that, some kindness is welling up in him. And he begins to notice this interaction. of the women and the beautiful baby just having this very special, meaningful moment of connection and love. And so then it's his turn to get up to the clerk and to check out. And he had enough welling up in him of kindness to say, that baby was kind of cute, wasn't it? And she said, you think so? Well, thank you. That was actually my son. My husband was in the Army, and he died in the Middle East last year. And I had to go back to work. And my mother takes care of him all day. And so once a day, she comes in and goes through my line, and we have a moment of connection. Talk about a shift there, right? Finding a different perspective, right? Letting go of the judgment immediately. And that lieutenant felt that moment of shared compassion, right? He too had lost a loved one in the, other loved ones and friends in the military. He too was hungry for that love and compassion and connection. That shifts us, finding our footing in spirit and finding that footing with a spiritual perspective shifts things for us. I took a pottery class, last fall with my mom and son, and it was just a 2-hour thing, and we were learning to spin on the wheel, right? And I learned in that moment how important it is to center the clay right. Like, that's the whole deal, right? Is getting the clay centered on the wheel. And I was thinking about, how is that for us? How centering ourselves, keeping ourselves centered on the wheel. And are we staying centered in the awareness of our intrinsic value? Are we spending time with our essence and really bringing forth that light in a way and grounding in that? And are we giving ourselves that care and attention and time, and giving our difficulties that care and attention and time, such that we can stay centered in the wheel of our being, such that we can stay centered in God? Or are we spinning out? And if we are staying centered and we're answering yes to all those questions, then we have firm footing. That's where we find our firm footing. And then we also have to practice shared compassion, right? To bring our lamp of wisdom to those tough times. Shared compassion is so critical during those times. I know some of you I shared in my last talk, but over the last year and a half, it's been probably the most difficult season of my life. And I've gone through some trauma and loss and things way before that, but it's just been a difficult season. And I found myself, to get out of my rut or my funk, I found myself going into that comparison thing of, well, it could always be worse, right? I could be in a war zone in the Ukraine, or I could be dying of famine in Africa, or I could be, fill in the blank. Have you done that before? Am I? Yeah, I'm not the only one. But I realized in working with this book that that's going into comparison. And it's not really honoring my experience or that other person's experience in the Ukraine or wherever. Comparison is a monkey mind symptom when we get into comparison with others. And in this case, it brings some relief and can get us out of our funk. But when we're in comparison, it's not that helpful. And what I found through the work of this book is the shared compassion. It's what's most important to bring. The shared compassion. And knowing that we all suffer loss. Jack Cornfield says, with mindfulness, our natural compassion grows. We can see that we are all carrying our own burdens of tears. You and everyone you meet are sharing some measure of the pain present on the planet. You are called upon to witness this pain in yourself and others with compassion. We're called upon to witness that pain in ourselves and each other with compassion. And I was thinking about this. I want to offer us today an opportunity to experience that shared compassion, to have a moment as a community here to experience that. And so I'm going to ask you in a minute, I'm going to ask a few questions. I'm going to ask you to be a little bit vulnerable here today as a community, and be willing, if you are, to raise your hand if it's a yes for you to my questions. And I want us, as we do that, to hold kind of a heart space for each other, to really hold that space of love and compassion as we witness each other. So I'm curious if of all of you in this room, and you can answer for yourself if you're joining us online, all of you in this room in the last 2 years, how many of you have experienced the death of a family member or a close friend in the last 2 years? Yeah. Notice that most of us have experienced great loss in the last 2 years. What about more than one loss? Yeah. Give love and compassion. Take a moment to send love and compassion to each of us. What about how many of you have experienced a financial downturn in the last 2 years? Maybe a change of job or a change in finances. Yeah, a lot of us. How many of you have experienced a health challenge or an injury or a medical issue? Yeah. Welcome to the world, huh? Yeah. Okay, how many of you have experienced a difficulty with, say, a son, daughter, sibling, or parent in the last 2 years? Yeah. We are not alone. We are not alone, and we don't have to go through this alone. I mean, that's what this community also offers for us on the spiritual path, right? That love and compassion for us to walk through these difficult, dark times alone as they arise, and to bring our light, to remember who we are in the midst of it all, and to bring our light to that. That's our shared compassion. So, Jack, the other thing that we also have to do is to mindfully tend to our minds, because we can't bring that love and compassion to each other if our monkey mind is going crazy, right? And we've got all this stuff going on in our head, the judgment, the whatever, the lieutenant was a great example of that. The Buddha once said, "Who is your enemy? The mind is your enemy. Who is your friend? The mind is your friend." Yeah, our mind has the power to make up all sorts of stories about what's going on for us, and we can direct that in the way of empowering, life-fulfilling thoughts, or we can have limiting beliefs that get in our way. That's really our third basic principle in unity, right? That we create our experience through our thoughts, our feelings, and our beliefs. And so we've got to work with that principle, work with tending to our mind. And Jack points out in the book, he says, when your thoughts are racing and repetitive, remember, no one can harm you as much as your untamed mind. When you are struggling or in pain, remember, no one can help you as much as a quiet, clear, composed mind. And then he goes on to say, in fact, the two things that you are always free to do, despite your circumstances, are to be present and to be willing to love. To be present and to be willing to love. And we have to kind of tend to our mind in order to be present, to show up and be present and to be willing to love. We have to work with that mind and that third basic principle. So it's simple but not easy to do that. In order to tend to our mind, mindfully tend to our mind, here are some things we have to do. One, we have to let go of, we have to embrace uncertainty. We have to embrace uncertainty because every moment is different. We don't know what's coming tomorrow or the next day. Things change constantly. So we have to embrace that uncertainty. We also have to not take things personally, right? Work on all the ways that we get triggered and not take things personally. We also have to remember to keep our stories in check. What story am I telling myself? What story am I telling myself? I'll just I'll tell on myself. I share a little story. During these difficult times, I have found myself in a narrative of it's a lot. Like, there's been a lot on my plate. It's a lot. And I've been stuck in that narrative. And I decided to shift that narrative. I'm like done with that and work with that story, because that story was coming across as a limiting belief. It was coming across heavy. Even though, if we looked at everything on my plate, yeah, it is a lot. But it wasn't serving me to be in that story, right? So we have to work with that story. And so I'm choosing a new narrative. My new narrative is I have the strength, I have the power, I have the will, I have the wisdom to handle everything in my life. I have the strength, I have the power, I have the will, I have the wisdom to handle everything in my life. We have to choose how it is that we want to work with the stories in our head and choose our narrative. That's part of working with those basic spiritual principles of tending to the mind. The other thing to tend to the mind is also, where are we placing our focus? What are we focusing on? Really focusing on, how do we want to be and show up for this difficulty, for this darkness? How do I want to be with this? And reaping the wisdom from it, asking the right questions. What's the wisdom in this difficulty for me? And maybe even calling in some guides and, your spiritual teachers. How would my spiritual teachers guide me through this experience? Asking those kind of questions to guide us through. That's how we tend to the mind. So I want to just end with one more quote from Jack. He says, pests, drought, animals, insects, no gardeners give up. Water, fertilize, plant new seeds. Whatever you plant and tend with care will bear fruit. So let's go out this week and bear the fruit of our difficulties. Let's bear the fruit of our difficulties by finding that firm footing in our spiritual nature, by practicing that shared compassion and by mindfully tending our minds. And so it is.
As a child, we dream of flying. It comes easy, no need for trying. We grow up, our feet get heavy. Dreams of flight are just a memory. We learn to fear when we learn the rules here. What would you do if you knew no fear? What would you do if you knew no fear? Children love with no illusions. They play games with no confusion. You and I, we burn our fingers. Now the fear of pain still lingers. We hold on tight while we measure what's wrong and what's right. What would you do if you knew no fear? What would you do if you knew no fear? You sing a song you never sang, go break dancing in the rain, keep a smile on your face. You could travel outer space, change the world if that's your thing. Buy yourself a diamond ring, wear leather and plaid. You could start your own fad. Here's the truth you've not been told. Holding back will make you old. There are no mistakes. There are no mistakes. No fear, no fear. What would you do if you knew no fear? last shot, you didn't hold back. You're on the right track. Go dancing in the mall. Stand up proud and tall while you say what you think. You can paint your house pink without fear, no fear. What would you do if you knew no fear? What would you do if you knew no fear? What would you do if you knew no fear? As a child we dream of flying. It comes easy, no need for trying.
Thank you.
What a treat. I told you we had some treats for today. Are both of those songs on a new CD by any chance? Almost. Okay. So the first one's already been released on streaming, and the other one will be released in a month or two. Thank you so much. They both hit me in very different ways, and I'll be first in line. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so this is the time in our service when we collectively remind ourselves of our purpose statement. So please speak it strongly with me together. We commit to increasing our spiritual awareness, diversifying our community, manifesting our highest potential, and positively impacting the world. And there are so many ways that each of you, as you move through your week and your day, that you do impact the world. One of the ways that we see your impact here is through the many, many methods that you use for sacred service. We're so grateful for that. And we're also grateful for your financial largesse, because we are self-sustaining. That is how we keep everything moving here. That needs to be paid for. So this is the time that we invite you to participate in that particular way. As the offering bags go through the sanctuary, then that's a chance for you to contribute financially. There are other ways online and so on, as you can see on the screen in front of you. But please join with me again with a strong voice in our offering blessing. God's love has always met and will always meet all my needs. I give freely, I receive abundantly, and I am grateful. And I do want to just remind us all that receiving is part of the cycle of abundance. So please be willing to receive as well as to share your gifts. So let's turn and give a wave to our online viewers. We're so glad you can join us wherever you are, whether it's now or later. And if you're in the sanctuary, if you're here for the first time or back after a long absence, we're glad you're here in person, and we'd be happy to have a chance to speak with you in fellowship after the service. Okay, let's get on to our community news. So we have our musical outdoor concert coming up on August the 17th, and that will be something underground. So help us hold the vision of beautiful weather, a little bit sunnier than today, but this temperature. And tickets now, the ticket link is now active, so you can purchase tickets for that. And of course, it is open to the public. And we will have food and drink available for purchase, but you're also welcome to bring your own picnic. Reverend Sue will be back next week. There's a poster out on a table in the foyer for you to sign, and we'll hang it up before she gets here next Sunday. So we're looking forward to welcoming her back. And Fourth Friday is coming up. It's on August the 23rd, and we have a really unique opportunity here. There's a local organization called Mosaic, which offers teachings of Islam and just helping us develop our awareness of other cultures and other ways of looking at the world. And so they will be here on Friday, August the 23rd for our fourth Friday. It's at 6:30, doors open at 6. All the details are in your Thursday email update. And one of the things that we just learned is that the presenter for the evening has offered to bring some food of their culture, Turkey, from Turkey, Turkish foods. So if you're interested in that part too, show up. Okay, so now we have, also I want to remember, after service today, the choir is rehearsing, starting at about 11:15, 11:20. We will make sure not to encroach on the prayer chaplain time, but then after that. But before we get to that, I want to invite Augustus Piazza up to tell you about our new app launch and what we're going to be doing today with that. Thank you so much, Augustus.
All right, good morning, everyone. Beautiful people. We are excited. We're excited because we are evolving our technology. As we talked about earlier in the summer, we've been working hard on our mobile app, the Columbine mobile app, and it's been live in beta since about middle of June, and now we're ready to roll it out to everyone. So what you'll need to do is go to either the Apple App Store or the Android App Store, and you can search for Columbine Unity. We also have some QR codes that we'll be sending out. I will be doing a demo of the app in Foss Hall after service today. We'll have some QR codes posted to make it easy. You can come over, scan the QR code, download the app. Just a few items that I wanted to share as far as functionality. So what can you do with this app? It's going to be a great way to stay connected to the community. There'll be lots of different groups. Many of the groups that are currently meeting will be able to communicate much easier on this mobile app. We'll have all the events listed, news, announcements. You'll be able to purchase tickets, have your tickets stored on the app. You can watch services, live services, archive services. You'll be able to donate. There's 3 easy ways to donate on the app. And last but not least, it'll be a great place to see the most urgent notifications. So like, for example, if parking lot updates that you need to be aware of, or if something's canceled, you'll get live, as long as you're signed in and have the app loaded, you'll get notifications saying, hey, this is an important news that we want to get out to you. So it is our first version. We'll continue to make updates and add new functionality as we go. But definitely join me, Foss Hall, afterwards. I'd love to help anyone who needs support. I'll also be here next weekend as well, next Sunday, being able to provide any help that I can give. So thank you so much. And I'll also be sharing my email address. I'll be the tech person, so if you have issues and it's not working, I'll be the person you can reach out to. So thank you all. I hope you enjoy it.
And we are so grateful to Augustus because he is the one who has created this. The vision came from a group of people, and then he was tasked with the dirty work, so to speak. And he's just done an amazing job. And one of the things that we're working on as an upgrade, hopefully in the near future, is a community care section, which is very near and dear to my heart, so that if someone needs a meal, needs a ride, really wants a visit or a phone call, that will be a much easier way than for them to send me an email and me think about who lives near them, all that business. This will just simplify things so much. And our intention in that particular piece is to keep us more connected, help each other more when we really need it. So can I get a round of applause for Augustus? He's a superstar in that way. And who are our prayer chaplains for today? Lena, and Gretchen. Thank you so much for being here and serving our community in this really meaningful way. And I want to mention also that Stephanie and Luke have a table in the foyer for your for some CDs. If you want, I highly recommend their music. I can stand there and tell you which CDs to buy. I actually have them all. But also I want to say another thank you to the other part of our music team for today. It's been a wonderful time. So please stand and join in our peace song and our prayer for protection.
Let's sing together. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.